Today, 70% of the Earth's surface is covered in water. The ocean is an ancient wild battlefield, oldest in the world, and it's still the biggest battlefield today. This vast blue wilderness is a hidden place, hiding of the prey, equipped with the ability to access deep areas. But hunting, it also becomes easier when hunters work together. Dolphins are one of the animals, the smartest person on the planet. Big brains are considered their most powerful weapon. The dolphins, these bottlenecks, don't just communicate with each other in English, click and how. They can also use their positioning in golden language. Exactly, works like ultrasound to find prey. The dolphins are approaching one side of the fish 200 meters away. When the fish detects a predator approaching, they will try to run away or form a tight defensive cyclone. It's called a bait ball. The little fish hope predators will be confused by the silver body, twisting and twisting of them. Each fish tries to be as close to the other fish as possible. They change direction quickly, as if controlled by some central intelligence. But it seems to be useless. Before the intelligence of the dolphins are attacking, small fish have almost no chance. The hunter quickly destroys a ball of prey. The small fish try to regroup, but they're destroyed. Over and over again. Each of the fish they mercilessly swallowed. The defense strategy of the prey ball of the hunted will be activated when faced with the onslaught of the enemy. In the arms race across the ocean, every predator has an advantage, while prey prevails in numbers. The open ocean is the world's largest desert, and energy conservation is a strategy. It's important to be able to find the next meal. Weighs more than 2,000 kilograms and is over 10 meters long. The whale shark is the largest shark, but it eats a creature, the smallest of the oceans, plankton. In most oceans, plankton is quite rare. But in seasonal hotspots, as Ninkalu Coral Station, off the northwest coast of Australia, the amount of phytoplankton is plentiful. In some areas, there are so many that they can be seen from space. Whale shark, that to swim across the entire Indian Ocean to reach Nin. Its secret weapon is experience. It knows that ocean currents are the conveyors of the sea, and the whale shark will ride on the ocean currents. This uses minimal energy. Between meals, exactly how do sharks know that? Where will the plankton be? It's still a mystery. When you find a place that gathers large numbers of prey, sharks enlist to devour. He opened his mouth wide, meters and swiping through the plankton cloud. A large amount of prey that it puts into its mouth in just a few seconds, despite having a large body. But whale sharks need just over 20 kilos of food a day to sustain life. And despite the trillions and trillions of plankton that have been consumed, but thanks to strategy, super small quantity and size helped them survive for millions of years. Game of Fate. It's played by a lot of marine species. Once a year, spider crab on the east coast of South Australia, assembled into a giant army. They're here to change their defensive armor. To increase the level of safety, they're coming ashore in numbers of 10,000. But in these shallow coastal waters, there are enemies everywhere. A stingray that's hunting, and the spider crab is on its menu. Almost all year round, the spider crab has a very hard exoskeleton. It's like a suit of armor to protect them. But when the crab grows up, this crust has become too cramped, and the crab has to change to a new layer through a process called molting. It can take up to an hour for them to shed their old shells. And it takes at least a week before the new crust hardens. Now the crab's defense seriously impaired. The stingray seizes the search and seizes this opportunity. The eyes on the top of their heads have very little effect. So to successfully hunt, the stingrays have to rely on their keen sense of smell. Naked crabs on top of each other, A few die to protect the many. Off the south coast of Australia, Nam Enchia Con, Kai hunting the most elusive Louis Khan MG Co NGM it needs to catch at least 10 kilos of fish a day. 10 kilograms K-Maya. The sea lion is equipped with extremely sensitive BN the smallest moving Khan MG. A small fish that can change direction suddenly. HO and J in less than a third of a second. 1/3 Gai. This could make the sea lamcho, Con SBT, it's a little PMT Chatsio Kokon, Lo MT Hansan Lanj. And sometimes sea lions are also hunted. LNPMD fat shade from cold water. NGCLA is invaluable source of nutrition. COJ GK Sun MG. The sea lion's main enemy is the great white shark, Loe KMP Tringellen. 4 million years of 0 it has been infected on ordinary marine Sabayan T-thong. A great white shark can be up to 6 meters long. The deity and weighs nearly 2.00 kilograms. They have tremendous power. CCC MDNV and Kung Ellen. To attack a shark that's rushing across the water, with speeds up to 60 kilometers per hour. 60 kilometers. And 5 rows of serrated jaws, replacing the hang ton. Their destructive power is terrible. That can kip. Sea lions are also very observant. They're smart and fast animals in the water. They non-trong and so can catch the prey. GGC Tron's having smarter than Chung. It has to use all its cunning. SSO Quan's ultimate power. MDNT Thong, CA and camouflage. Help the shark reduce the distance between it catch prey. Noah VA Khan. SAO finish off the victim in the attack. Nantrong, MT Quad. The sharks use an extremely intelligent fighting plan. HECCK thing. Great white sharks are rare animals. Loyong VATM. Outside of humans. Using the sun and hunting. Trikiki sun and Chung fighter Phi Kang Chin H Chung SNT and Kang KMT Triggy Wi-Fi causing the prey to be Jazz Choi MT PSCT realizes Nanra M Shanghang GNP Nu AMG I Chai and G Kwame Great Power MD Combined Intelligence VVI Trithang Minlaw MTV Kihang GM. The ocean is like a vast desert. Bo, Lachung, Nay, MT. And in every desert there's an SAC Thel Co PCH Coral reefs cover less than 2% of the ocean. Tijji Dud. But it supports up to a quarter of marine life. 1/4 SS San CA Cuxinch VT by second the Amazon species Amazon DA SSR Diang Cheng Loe. These saltwater reserves are forests, Nanku rain tropical in the sea Tran by and the H-in T the arms race among the sea Trangia, Nungsinch, Hangion Ra MT Cash Tan Nan. In Australia's Great Barrier Reef CA the lionfish in Maine Loe KSBT Law SS Lua D Nordian M Chisel YMT DFV Con prey is very alert CA Noach T and ready to run away when he see a Nan GGC MT Shat Nuiheim. So the lionfish's strategy is to deliberately slow down CC Tunsai Chan and PHT Hyon. Con MG Baru sleeps NGL Vow MTCM JX and Toa strikes and long VA Dizora confusing them mesmerizing Hoic. It's a groundbreaking form of camouflage. Lam MTT Fang Hiang CA Nungkon CHGO Judge the Predator Kang the Fan Won GGCK Sai how close are Han MCC now? That beautiful and deadly Chech. Stony fish hide from prey in a very different way. VOMT Cash looks exactly like a gangster or a heavy rock. Coic MTSSNG Tranghon show deadly ambush FAK Kitch Chat stonefishes aren't just deceptive predators. MG Luat. Its defensive capabilities is also one of the most dangerous in the Natran by protected by 30 rigs filled with poison Gecha AGG. This is the most venomous fish in the world. GCCCC MDN Tran the predator nun case as notorious as the seaback nay. When encountering stony fish, also stay away. South of the ambush tries on JFAQ Chi fish are just waiting for their prey to appear. MG Zoot High tag ended in the blink of an eye. Trong chant. Arms races at CUAVA Trang Tran. It's not always about speed and power. Quan TCCG VAC sometimes slow and steady. You can win again in this world. Chin thing Trong the Gigine. Loe Vizalia Vizelis Tai Bien. Tri D the Young Theojo of Ocean Dong Hai Lu. And it's got deadly SS Hayu Nung ZFC to code BT GGC Con MG. It's not jellyfish. MT Con. It's a creature called T Cinch via T GGC Gilo. This is an alliance of 4 different creatures, via GG and Joe bound together. BV now. Cook TFC to poison GC catches and kills any prey it touches. BXTK Con MG, now Mana Shem Vow. The other part digests food. While the third organism deals with reproduction. Squad Trend Cinch S. The rest of the organism Conlay CAK. Con GGC Gilo Man of War. And lies on the surface BMT acts like a sail. MT Canbum. Totally. They are dangerous in attack as well as defense. A strange combination of these creatures. But in any race, every armed person always has a countermeasure. And a strange marine species called blue locust has developed immunity with the venom of Physalia. Trong emotion ballet la Chian Yong Cham va Clocust, equipped with a set of jaws with a firm hinge and hamco raising Tigrang SEC Natau Cam Chat Visalia, and swallowed slowly nor TT. Then Crocus, taking the poison of the prey, and VA Turg Chung Trong, especially where the appendages are like its fingers, where they become recycled weapons, and that's law MT Fon Quan Crocus non defense. Chemical warfare is one of those ancient activities. Is even the CA Quam UAVA Trang CA Young Viet. Why along the waters of an angry Asian archipelago, CA Indonesia, MT Sheik V Hong Nandi Chion Chem Rai, but there's the idea of death. Beautiful GOP, this sophisticated weapon is protecting a deadly weapon. A machine made by Supercon MG and a TV plant full of deadly toxins. AGG, GCT, GT, Gong Sai CA Con is a big name non-law MT Sheik Untun LN code and emit chemical signals for potential victims. Can launch into water on sea. Gong Sai 2 blocks on the target MCC, TOMT cache, and the snail slowly approached. Its crochet mop is ready for action. And Seng Han Yong. It's carrying MT Lewis NTC GCT. It's made up of over 100 Louis GCT Shok now. It's so dangerous. One drop can kill 10 adults. Shatangi Trong Than. A small fish has no chance of escape. The last weapon is the giant lock Hai Mayang Hyun. LS compared to its body, the CA no. Tiembo NGA. Peacock mangs many different weapons. Peacock now. Chokwak Chi UAVA. True Deji by sea. Has the most powerful CGMMD in net hand, together with the most complex side the animal kingdom, Trong Vibon Quack, Young Wild Humans and most other animals, Kukloi Young Viet, Kura 3 sensor CM Quan. So this shrimp has an extremely high impressive population, SP Qua MCCN, is 16. It can see the whole head, infrared and ultraviolet of optical coating capability. With iris allows both eyes to rotate up to 230 G. Very few organisms can get through it without being absorbed. Kang Bakwan Sat. MT Concours nature prey MGA Thich CA accidentally helped bow. TNTMT Concours relies on its algae of Endoegi Fongthu, but the man shrimp has two Engaleko to Shekang. It's very powerful. Control the tongue RAMTC with the force of a small bullet MTVN HNC Nage punch so fast that it's swinging water around. Kai Kanko becomes Turkmen CC. VA Shell couldn't withstand the blow. Torchak Yun HG full of this accident. NA Hamnung NGM Chatsigi Sai Bonnie CAG you'll have trouble dealing with Kokon Kifi GHUVVA. There are 8 armed weapons. Trang. Octopus, survival based on the sea hunting for crustaceans, like prawns and horses for G-lamb thicken. 1001 GCA non-drug sense of attraction to pull the prey towards the dangerous MD Nui NGM Kui SPTT. Just over 10 centimeters long mantis shrimp go small. And Hong Nor down fight Louis BGC Trong Quoc Chin. Counterattacks are often the best defenses. The octopus startled by the sudden attack Turchak, Yonti and Hang trick GTNTM Raman Ko TAM. Octopus has a superpower MT Sunang Luk Trong Kovie that others can only dream of the MDGC. It's someone who can transform Ko the Bin Hun. Have light-sensitive skin day CMVVA. They send messages directly to the skin pigment cells. Where color and Mao SGCVA them Kai CKNT Octopus's ability to camouflage reaction GN knowing with the surrounding environment. It's so fast that the appearance changes. Happy on Ra before the octopus knows what to become. Mchen Bin Thanji. It's one of the ways Tong Cash Chegi most effective in the arms race. Between the animals, Loi Yong Viet, and octopus needs it to CNN because they are often at the time in the many species Sunem Han Cow. It's a smart Loi Yong Vieti thing to survive in the wilderness at the bottom of the ocean. Octopus has developed skills on mimicking Nang BT Chuck his page and his invisibility to superfluous Thong Thea in places where there is no hiding place. Octopus creates its own ice to Nung Bang KCA Riang defend in an unequal confrontation Hu Kang can see. Octopus can still safely retreat. The Rak Luian tells the ability to squirt the enemy. Lam Riluan K. Octopus took Chin Law, BSCACA, SS Lua, an octopus that's hunting Tukang Sun, MG Trong Rang San. It's decided to go with the ambush strategy. Catch prey on MG. Crab is foraging nearby. Color target the octopus TOGGC. Con Siege took Nini outer armor is made of keratin. Mike GGC Lam T helps protect from most Ki Hatkuk Lowy Sun MG. Octopus. It's not like most Kia Hatkuk Lowy Sun MG. Perfect prey grab MG Hone H. Now it's going to use the most dangerous weapon. To be his hidden. A mind as sharp as Kim. This is the hardware. It's the only thing on the octopus's body. The crab's armor. It no longer has a protective effect. A delicious meal for a day of hunting. In the fight for survival, there are times when the urge to reproduce leads the prey straight into the predator's jaws. Every few years, the green sea turtles have to go back to the land immediately to reproduce, with a distance of more than 1,500 kilometers back to the beaches themselves. The sky is cooler and the darkness will cover it. Female green sea turtles can weigh up to 300 kilograms on land without water support. Egg laying is a tiring process. It can happen all night. Fatigue and exhaustion, the turtle must quickly return to the ocean. The tiger shark is one of the very few predators that can bite through the turtle's protective shell. Time is very important, with a lot of turtles gathered in one place. Hunting becomes very easy. Most of the weapons were developed underwater, used to compete for food. But some are deployed to protect the territory. K sarcastic French hat. They don't look good until they are threatened. Right now, it's like an alien being in it, using his giant mouth to intimidate his opponents. It's their usual style. Lives along the Pacific coast of North America. It uses goods, or whatever is available to make your home. This is where he'll spend most of his time, to stay and rest. Hard at guarding his shelter. But if there is a fellow who does not know, looking at its territory, it's a war for control. Will happen. They judge each other, bend and put his oversized jaw on the opponent. If the intruder refuses to back down, the incumbent will reveal his sharp teeth like Kim. Finally, games will give way to a fight. It's an open-mouth fight. Big sarcastic fringe hat have won this war. The loser must admit 7 defeats and retreat. For these fish, advantages of bodybuilding will determine the victory or defeat of the war. Fitness is also an important issue in the wars that break out every season. Spring on the beaches of Northern California. The breeding season for the North Garden elephant seal has arrived. The male small corpses. On the mud, there are fewer animals competing for resources. The battle of the maggots. It's a battle between fellow humans. The large eyes on the top of the head give them vision. It's almost 360 degrees. In a war of conquest, in size and strength, the losing fish quickly fled towards the sea. It's not far away. Water channels that lead to the coast with mangroves. It's also where help it to blend into the darkness beneath the water. Sharp vision. Allow it to detect its prey on the branches near the water. But how? That the fish can catch the one who's lying there, on the kia tree. This fish is a highly skilled sniper and can hit targets over a meter away. It's amazing that this fish can adjust his water ray for matching the light refraction. Although the archer's water that has impressive power and precision. A cricket with strong legs, but it's not easy to get out of range. The fish is always capable of firing a barrage of bullets to get the cricket into the water. Direct conflict, it's just part of the arms race. Strategic and conspiratorial alliances also emerge. Now, in the struggle for survival, maybe the fish have many allies, especially Laprodimidi. With a length of only 10 centimeters, It's a delicious snack for many of the coral reef dwellers. But predators and prey, they may have been at war for a long time. The fish is performing a peaceful dance for your future ally. It's a moray eel. This is the largest eel, with length up to 2.5 meters, with 2 sets of sharp teeth. It's well equipped to catch octopus, crabs, and fish. But with a labrador, it seems to be an exception. Labrador feeds on parasites, dead graves and places the eel can't clean. They all benefit in this case. The eel is clean and comfortable, while Labrador trust. Don't worry about meals and the problem of being eaten, but another fish wants to share in the benefits of min without losing anything. A fish masquerading as a cleaning fish. It mimics both appearance and dance. Make other fish think it's harmless. But the reality is always cruel. This fish has big, curved fangs in the lower jaw. It's an animal that loves to eat raw meat. The camouflage allows the imposter close enough to the inexperienced young fish to carry out a surprise attack. At the same time, eat a piece of cloth and leather before the victim knows what hit her. An effective method of deception. All the creatures of the ocean, they all carry unique weapons into their fight for survival. But very few species can use the same weapon to fight in many different ways. Bottlenose dolphins have intelligence to adjust their hunting strategies against the defenses of their prey. Local here on the North American coast, they're known as experts. With an extremely risky battle plan, it's grounded. Their ability to communicate finely let the bottlenose dolphins can deploy the ability to work in teams very effectively. A dolphin emerges, observe the danger and find a suitable location. Their favorite prey. This hunting tactic is passed from mother to offspring. The male running slim dolphin prefers to hunt alone. It's a dangerous skill when dolphins are also at risk of becoming stranded. It can take up to 6 years for a baby dolphin to learn this interesting method of hunting. In the vast blue battlefield, each creature has its own weapon to search for prey or to avoid becoming prey. The world of the tia mobila, or the devil stingrays, can cross every pole, legs between the oceans, across the boundary between the shallow seas and the deep ocean, the boundary between the sea and the sky, found in tropical and temperate regions all over the world. Mobila birds contain some of the most incredible creatures. They have appeared on this planet. There are more than 500 species of rays in the ocean, but there's only 11 different families of mola rays. All of them, they all hang above the sea. Some people also have blind trust that the plates carry stingrays, bring health and vitality to the people who eat them. So, giant rays are killed in large numbers for exploitation. Part of the body, not much value. The researchers are doing their best in understanding the behavior of rays to be able to protect them. It could be creating breeding sites safe for them, or tracking movements when they're from the Sea of Melancholy back to shallow water. The more you know, the more we can make sure of human activities. It won't affect their performance. Despite the modern technologies that humans have acquired, it's only 5%. The area of the Earth's oceans to be discovered by us. It's hard to believe that 95% of this final frontier, it still lies in a veil of mystery, waiting for that one to open. We don't know what's hiding under the ink-black darkness of the deep ocean, and the mysterious creatures of the ocean, waiting to be discovered. But in recent years, humans have made some surprising discoveries about these bizarre-looking marine creatures from those endless depths. Some creatures look like guests from another planet, and some of them have been around since the time of the dinosaurs. This levee takes you deep into the oceans and the sea on Earth. At the same time, to discover extremely rare and exotic life forms that you've probably never seen before. Let's start with this copper eel. It's like a creature from a distant planet, more than a resident of the Earth. He has a giant mouth, much larger than the rest of the body. Mouth of copper eel with hinge, and it's surprisingly to devour their prey. That sounds terrible, to be swallowed by such a terrifying creature. Copper eel's main menu is fish, animals, corpses, and cephalopods. Those length 6,090 centimeters. The gopher eel has a very unique ability. Whenever you face a threat, it can inflate itself like a big balloon. Black is what makes me. It looks bigger and scarier. Cooper's eel eats by grabbing its prey, then press the water out through hunting and shoots. The prey is covered in elastic skin of Cooper's eel, from there pressed down the throat, and goes into the predator's stomach. If you think about measuring, copper was really a strange creature. Let's go to the next animal. The animal in here is kind of weird and unimaginable. It's called the headless chicken monster. It's moving on the seabed, with a strange webbed swimming fin. And on the body there's a mouth. The Salox in Star Wars. It will make anyone who sees it shudder. Even though it looks like a creature from another planet, but it's actually a seaweed. They're all dark red. But it's not their outer skin at all. The body of the anaphylaxis is completely transparent. And what you're actually seeing, it's its internal organs and its skeletal structure. In Hypnite, it can be found in dark water, with depths from 3,000 to 4,000 meters. However, it's extremely rare to encounter this creature. To feed by using his tentacles, to collect 10 and filter organic particles of dead plants and animals fall to the bottom of the ocean. Even though it looks so scary, but the headless chicken monster, it's not the strangest creature. It's found at the bottom of the ocean. In the murky depths of the ocean, an ancient predator is hiding. It's known as the pleated shark. Hey, the shark's in this scary. It was discovered at a depth of 1,500 meters. It's an ancient good strain, with a chronology of 80.00. What this means, they swam in the ocean. Since the dinosaurs, it still lives on Earth. Sharks can be up to 2 meters long. And its name, said according to the very special appearance of the shoots, it's called a shark. But these animals swim against the ocean. They mostly eat squid and often devour their prey. It's not like most other sharks. Jaw structure of folded membrane shark. It makes it very special. Let's open its scary mouth. You'll see 300 teeth in reverse. Line up. This helps to increase efficiency, catching and consuming its prey. Once the victim is in their mouth, there's no way out of those teeth. Shark carrying folding. It's probably not a deep-sea animal, the most aggressive, but it could be the one with the inner jaw. The most impressive. This animal is mantis shrimp. They're animals that have been around for a long time, with fossil specimens dating up to 400,000.005 years old. This brightly colored creature. It's the animals that have vision, most impressive in the animal world. It can detect up to 12 wavelengths of color. Too much compared to humans. Can only see that the 3 wavelengths are basically red, green 6 and green 6. The horses also own an impressive house. With great power, can break down the defenses of the lips. It's about the size of a human. Surely this boxer at the bottom of the sea can take down the legendary puncher, Mike Tyson, in just one punch. It's only 15 centimeters long. Shrimp can attack at a speed equivalent to a .22L bullet, enough to break the aquarium glass or the shells of the crabs. When RA blows extreme pressure from their punches, generate enough temperature to boil the surrounding water. There's a lot of organisms called living fossils and vampire squid is one of them. However, what the name is misleading to some. This animal is not squid, and it's certainly not a vampire. Come from hell. Its subspecies in a separate class. Vampire squid has 8 tentacles and 2 long thin fibers. It's not found in other cephalopods. They use those 2 fibers to collect 10 food particles. Between the tentacles is a membrane that's like an umbrella. On the inside of the squid are the suction sensors. Macaron Inc. loves dark and cold deep water environments, usually at 600 to more than 900 meters below the water surface, where the oxygen density is quite low. They have some adaptive characteristics, very good with this environment, including neutral buoyancy and low metabolic rate. It helps reduce the need for muscle tissue development for movement and energy saving. Dark appearance help them avoid the eyes of predators, and the ability to flee quickly. This animal has been around for a long time, with the fossil record showing their ancestors are at least 300 million 5 years old, while the vampire squid lives in the depths, wearing a dark robe, and thrive in the dark. At the depth at which it lives, we've also come across another remarkable species of crab, Japanese spider. It's part of a group of animals called brain. It originated in the Jurassic period about 200,000.005 and years ago. Adapted very well, with habitats in the ocean. Japanese spider crab holds 6th century record for longest stride than any other arthropod. When measuring from one nil to another, these giant crabs can be up to 3.8 meters long. However, their bodies are only about 40 centimeters wide. A species of spider crab living in the deep waters of the Pacific, around Japan. And that's also the reason for their name. Usually found at depths of about 600 meters below the sea surface. Japanese spider crab are omnivores and scavengers. Their diet consists of algae plants, animals, soft bodies, and carcasses of animals. Even though it looks monstrous, but spider crab, it's known as a gentle animal. However, due to their size and habitat, you will not be able to catch this animal in a family aquarium. Large-sized Japanese spider crab. It's definitely a very interesting creature. But now it's time to look at an ancient animal, older than horseshoe crab. Minecraft. Hospital crab has survived more than 445,000.005, very long before the reign of the dinosaurs began. And it still exists to this day. That means the horseshoe crab is impressive. He survived, at least, for mass extinction events, largest on Earth, including the soulmate event, the cruel love that almost wiped out the entire dinosaur crab, or even the corpse. Animal species. This brackish arthropod belongs to the family Lamelidae, or invasive family. They are more closely related to animals, like spiders, scorpion, or tick. Even though there's a spiky crust that looks scary, but they're completely harmless to humans. It's hard to believe that horseshoe crabs it's been around for so long. But there's another deep-sea creature that has defeated horseshoe crabs on that prehistoric timeline. This is a snail or an ancient deep-sea creature. It existed from 500,000.005 ago. There are 9 known species of dancing snails, and it doesn't seem to have changed that much. In all those years of history, their shells are the most distinctive feature on the body. It's spiral and it's divided into several compartments, so it's also called the new. When Vu snail grows up, it creates new, larger compartments and move out with it. These creatures are scavengers. They eat dead fish and other organic debris. Birds to the bottom of the ocean. Has a beak as sharp as an octopus. And there's 90 tentacles. They can live up to That's a pretty long number for a cephalopod. Away from the snails Hivu, charming, we're going to go deeper into an underwater world, where it's hard to find living things. To find a little-known animal, but no less attractive. Just look at the Yeti crab. You'll understand why it's called that. It's covered in hairs that look like hair. Silky yellow, It's called se. These characteristics reminds me of a mythical creature. In legend, it's called se. This also makes the brick crab become one of the sea creatures. It has the most unique appearance. But the most amazing thing about brick crab is that they live in one of the harshest places on Earth. These are deep sea areas near hydrothermal vents. These vents spit out water. Says it all about what this fish looks like. It's different and it's bizarre. It's got a long, flat snout. The jaws of the goblin shark can stick out in front to catch prey. This remarkable ability is found. This habitat makes them extremely difficult to grasp. They are captured and people rarely see them. Deep below the surface of the ocean, where the sun's almost impossible to reach, there are the fish with the longest bones in the world. Some species can be 10 to 7 meters long. They live in seas from 200 to 1,000 meters deep. But sometimes they're also seen on the surface of the ocean, usually when they're sick or injured. But there's something very strange about this fish. According to Japanese legend, paddlefish are supposed to run aground on their own before an earthquake or tsunami event occurs. It's called the messenger of the sea god's palace. Although the scientific community remains skeptical of this statement because there's no hard evidence and link these two phenomena. Talking about the creatures that are hidden deep in the sea, it would be flawed not to mention the deep water stingrays. Just like my name, deep water stingray, it's found in very deep parts of the ocean. It's up to 2,000 meters below the sea floor. This fish is also known as the six-membrane ray, because they have 6 pairs of membrane slits on the underside, while most other species of rays and sharks only 5. Unlike many stingrays, which have wide, flattened bodies, deep-water stingrays have a round or wedge-shaped body. This helps them move better in the water. In the deep sea, they have a long thigh like ROI. It can be several times longer than the body. Like the other stingrays, they also have a poisonous prick near the base of their thigh. Deep-water stingrays are predators, and its food, mainly small fish and invertebrates. They use a very strong set of jaws to tilt the prey. One more surprising thing you may not know. Like other stingrays, they also give birth. Deep-water stingrays have also been around for a long time, with fossil evidence that shows they appeared for the first time about 420,000.005 ago. Let's take a look at this amazing creature. It's given a name, very suitable for body shape. Sea spiders look hideous, but don't be afraid. They're not a rat. Sea spiders belong to a class of organisms called of the arthropoda industry. Giant sea spider can have a stride of up to 70 centimeters. And despite having long legs, but their bodies are quite small, usually not much bigger compared to finger size, that of an adult. In fact, sea spiders don't have stomachs. Their bodies are miniature and cylindrical. The marine spider's organs stretch throughout its body, even down to their feet because their bodies are so small. This is the same animal that's been on Earth for a long time, with fossils dating back to the Silurian period, about 430.005 ago. What this means is, they've also survived a number of extinction events. The large-scale diet of sea spiders is also quite diverse. It could be jellyfish, sponge, anemones and other invertebrates' soft bodies. They have a long proboscis like mosquitoes that they use to suck in nutrients, get out of the prey. Deep-sea animals are very diverse and abundant, but there are some species that are so rare we thought they were extinct or doesn't exist. This is the big fin. Feet deep to nearly 5,000 meters. It looks like the big fin squid is a giant creature, but it's in the same size group as marine spiders. The main body of this squid is not very large, usually only 15-20 centimeters long. But what's amazing is their tentacles can be 20 times the length of the. We don't know if this reflects sunlight, where their seal prey floats to the surface. In the Antarctic face, equally important for seals and penguins. They're looking for the solid ground of this place to do the breeding and raising work. It's amazing by the sea. It's also home to a community of bioorganisms and diverse creatures that have this population to support the entire food network in areas of need. The underside of the sea ice is not as smooth as it is on the surface. In these areas, the ice has many grooves and cavities to create a landscape as if on another planet. The space here is formed when pockets of salt water get trapped between the crystals. The ice flows out and forms branches. This is the perfect habitat for these bioorganisms. Algae and photosynthetic bacteria in community of organisms. In a world without the sun, from the predatory sea to the dominant force cyno-species, life always exists in a state of constant conflict. There's no sea snow underneath the ice, because all that's up there is a thick layer of ice to block out the sunlight. As a result, most animals, they have to survive in the form of hunting. Even the sea angels. The beauty of the ocean is no exception. Don't let that innocent look fool you. This animal eats meat, and their closest relatives are the sea butterflies. Around Antarctica, there's some ocean recesses. It plays an important role in the circulation of ocean currents, nutrients and organisms. With an additional area of 480,000 square kilometers, the Ross Ice Sheet is the largest floating ice sheet on Earth, and it's hiding in ocean cavity. It's 700 kilometers south of the south coast. Much of this area remains a mystery, not yet discovered by humans. But in recent times, many people believe that in depth is not observed below the level layer. You won't find anything else. Outside of a biologically dead zone, the deep ocean around Antarctica is a unique place. The weight of the stones has pushed 6 more wetlands. It's deeper than most places. Normally, the 6th level depth of 600 meters. Before the edge of darkness appears, there's an open space below. This is the gateway to a dangerous, deep area. It's not just for researchers, but also for marine life. The water temperature near the surface is not that different compared to the cold depths. What this means is that deep sea creatures can reach shallower areas. Like that, there's a magical world waiting for us to discover. The communities of organisms here are often outside the reach of their It seems to be in a very different world compared to our world. Oxygen-rich waters support a lot of life. This is done thanks to the freezing of the Antarctic Sea in the winter. Right now, what's left is part saltwater, and it's incredibly healthy. The water sinks and disperses areas of this mysterious world. Oxygen supply to the deep waters across Antarctica and prevent those deep areas from. It became a place of death due to lack of oxygen. It's interesting, when this is where the rich waters are concentrated, the most oxygen on the planet.